is a great place, and we are going to take our turn on the stage of great American cities. Tampa, this is our time. This is our turn, and this is our destiny. Many may have seen that our challenges outnumbered our opportunities, but now the Tampa Bay area is leading the state in the number of new jobs created. Our destiny is based on our great history, but our future is dependent on our hope for this generation and the generations to come. From the very beginning, I told you that we could be one of America's greatest cities, a place where our children are proud to call home, a place where they want to return to, a place where the best and the brightest around the country want to come and be a part of, a place where we grow the companies that we have and we attract the jobs that we want. Jobs of the future, not jobs of the past. Jobs that allow our citizens to move into middle class and beyond. Our efforts, your efforts, are paying dividends. Our opportunities and our potential are, in one word, infinite. This community's on a roll, folks. I hope you feel it like I do. This is our time to really rise to the level that we know we are capable of being. We can compete with anybody out there. We can play on that international stage. We can execute. We do it without drama. We get the job done, and the end result is they talk about this community all over the world. So we want more. We want it faster. We don't sleep. And we're going to be up here again and again and again telling Tampa's story of why this is an amazing American city. I don't know about you, but I'm fired up. Still scared about that zip line. First of all, to all of you, let me say happy holidays. Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, assalamu alaikum. This is an exciting time for this community, and I think back about how grateful I am on this holiday, but more importantly, how grateful I am for what is about to occur today. If you think about where we were 5 years ago, in the depths of the recession, knocked to our knees by the greatest recession since the Great Depression, a city that had lost faith, a city that had lost hope, a city that believed that perhaps our best days had already occurred. And you think about where we are now. You think about this community, one of the most exciting places in America. You think about us coming out of that recession, believing that our best days weren't behind us, but our best days were yet to come. We think about a community that got back up off its knees and said, we're not settling anymore. We're not comfortable being mediocre anymore. We're not losing our best kids anymore. We're going to take our place on that international stage and on that stage of great American cities, and we are going to tell the world that Tampa has arrived, that Tampa is in the game, that Tampa has its swagger back, and that Tampa doesn't ask anybody's permission anymore. But here we are now, on this day in December, a day that many of us couldn't even have imagined would happen. A day in the most exciting real estate market in the state of Florida, and perhaps the country, with an organization and a guy who believes in this community. It's not just lip service, it's real. With 24 acres on the waterfront, the opportunity to reimagine and to recreate an urban environment that is unparalleled in America. And to know that this is a different place now. This is a city that's on the move. This is a city that believes in itself. This is a city that has the capacity to do amazing things if we recognize that we are all in this together. We have moved further in the last 5 years than we have done in the 15 years before. And we did it with a lot of you. We did it with our elected officials. We did it with former mayors. We did it with legislators. We are on the precipice of something absolutely amazing that is about to occur. Not just this project, but this city. This truly is Tampa's time. And when you think about what will occur here over the next 3 years, and you think about the opportunity to move the USF Med School and the USF Heart Institute to downtown Tampa, I said it 6 months ago and I'll say it again, that singular event is not only bigger than baseball, but will transform this city in ways that none of us will imagine. It is more sustainable. It is exactly the demographic group that we're trying to attract. It will give USF a footprint here that it's never had before. It singularly is one of the most important things that will occur in our lifetime, and we need to get it done. So to all of you who never lost faith, to all of you who believed in the capacity of this to be that city that they talked about as one of America's next great cities, to all of you that have tugged on that rope, putting aside your differences, it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or Republican. It doesn't matter if you're rural or you're urban. It doesn't matter if you're Pinellas or Hillsborough County. We are all united and on this effort. We are all moving forward together. Our best days are yet to come. This day is a day they will look back on, and they will say, this is where it started. This is where Tampa started that journey. That journey that they predicted for us a long time ago when they said about us that Tampa and the Tampa Bay area truly will become a great American city. We're going to get there. Do not limit your dreams. Do not limit the vision. Do not let anybody tell us that we can't do anything that we set our minds to, because we can. And on this day, thanks to somebody I'm about to introduce, somebody who believed not only in the lightning, but believed in us and believed in this city and knew that in spite of that recession, that this was a special place, that to be a Tampanian meant something, and that the resilience of this community to rise up, to become what we are about to experience, is a testimony to his willingness to believe in us, but most importantly, to believe in Tampa. He moved his family here. He moved his companies here. He turned around this franchise. He acquired the property necessary to do what we're about to do today. He brought the investors, not because he wants to make money, but because he believes in leaving a legacy to that young man that's sitting right there, as well as his other children. Because Jeff Vinik understands something very simple. It's something that all of us as parents understand. Our simple task, our moral obligation, is to leave this community, this city, Jeff and Penny Vinik's city, in better shape than it was given to them, for their kids and for their grandkids. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to a city builder, my friend, your friend, somebody who believes in us just as we believe in ourselves, Jeff Vinik.
Thank you. I can't help it. The project's off. What are you standing for? No, thank you, Mayor Buckhorn, for those wonderful words. Let me just say, your enthusiasm is contagious. And I feel it, we all feel it in this room. And for what we're going to talk about today, you are the right guy, the right mayor of this city to make this vision happen. And we are all in this together, and your leadership will be so critical for what we're trying to do here to make this a great city. So thank you so much. After a year approximately of thinking about this moment, we are so pleased to be here today to announce our vision plan for Tampa's waterfront district. I thank all of you for coming today, overflowing crowd. So important that everybody came. We feel it, and what we're going to talk a lot about today is community. And it's just wonderful to have you come here and support us and to listen to what we have to say. As the mayor said, what we're talking about, we believe, will be a game changer for the city of Tampa and for the entire Tampa Bay region. We're looking at an investment of over $1 billion, which will be one of the largest private largest private sector developments in the history of Hillsborough County. But please indulge us. We're going to take a little bit of your time up. I promise there'll be lunch at the other end here. As I'm sure a lot of you know, bought the Lightning 5 years ago, moved down here about 2.5 years ago. I love being an owner of the Tampa Bay Lightning. I love working with great people. I love being part of this community. I love living here in Tampa, in this Tampa Bay area. My friends back in the Northeast who work up there, and I've spent most of my life up there, they do not understand. Jeff, you're moving to Tampa? Yes, we moved to Tampa. This is a great place to live. This is a great place to work. It's a great place to play. It's a great place to stay and spend time. The quality of life here is second to none. You have great weather. Traffic, you can get around. Sometimes it's bad, but generally you can get around. The people here, it's very, very special. I don't know of any other community where the people are so nice, so warm, so welcoming. We have beaches, we have other cultural institutions, we have sports facilities, we have museums, we have up-and-coming restaurants. Tampa, as the mayor said, is becoming a great city. I moved down here, and I moved about 25 people with my company down here 2 or 3 years ago, and actually, all those people love it. They came from LA, they came from San Francisco, they came from Boston, they came from New York, they came from Miami. These are great cities. Every one of them was surprised by being down here, felt so welcome down here, and loved being down here. So my comment to those who are not fortunate enough to live in this region, if you're thinking of moving here on retirement, if you're thinking of relocating a company here, this quality of life in this city, in this region, is second to none. You will love it down here. I am not campaigning for office. I am campaigning for Tampa, however. As you know, when I bought the Lightning 5 years ago, our objective was to be world-class on and off the ice. Said it many times. On the ice, we're very pleased. The team has consistently gotten better. We've stuck to our blueprint. We can't wait to bring the Stanley Cup back to this area and to compete at the highest level year after year. Had to get a plug-in for hockey, sorry. Off the ice, we're so pleased with the experience we can provide our patrons at the Amalie Arena. Whether it's the food or the service or the concerts, the customer service, the experience, we're so pleased that what we've been able to get going there. And by the way, I'll say publicly, we are not world-class yet as an organization, but our customer service, thank you to our hundreds and hundreds of workers who do provide a customer service in the Amalie Arena that is world-class. Thank you. Off the ice also, Off the ice, we love being part of the community, as I talked about. We love our Community Hero Program. We love try to be leaders in this community, and we get so much back from this community in return. And finally, with the Lightning, I'm very proud of the management team we have developed over time, led by Todd Lewicki, CEO, Steve Griggs, President. You can go all the way down. People who get to know us, and we're starting to get a national reputation for our franchise. We have the best management team in the entire sports industry, and we are going to become one of the most respected franchises in all of sports. And as I've said, our goal is to be the Green Bay Packers of the NHL. Now we have a historic opportunity for us here, along with the entire Tampa Bay community, to create a world-class, there's that phrase, world-class, mixed-use waterfront district downtown. As I said, we see this as a potential game changer for the city of Tampa and for this area, for this region. When I bought the Lightning, when I bought the Lightning 5 years ago, got real estate on either side, the east and west parking lots, and I noticed there were a lot of vacant pieces of land nearby. We live our arena is in an incredible area. It's mainly vacant land. It's surrounded by water on three sides. We have a virtual blank canvas of now 40 acres, either owned or managed, about 30 acres owned, about 10 acres managed. We have a blank canvas to develop an entire district to help revitalize downtown and change this area for generations to come. In fact, what we're doing is completing the plan that city planners envisioned decades ago when they put the Amalie Arena downtown, when they put the convention center where it is. This is what was dreamed about, and this is what we're all going to try to finish together. Strategic Property Partners, you can see that is the name of our real estate company. Before we actually started doing anything, we chose that name, abbreviation SPP. Why did we choose it? Because frankly, we wanted it to be as generic as possible so we could accumulate land without being too much out in the open. My managing member partner will not be happy that I disclosed that, but come on. Disney did the same thing in Orlando when they accumulated all the area. They were brilliant at it, all names of his kids and stuff. Anyway. So Strategic Property Partners is the name of our real estate company, abbreviation SPP. What you will see today is a vision plan. We're not calling it a master plan. This is our vision of as of December 17th, 2014. It'll evolve over time as opportunities present themselves and as we listen to people, as we listen to the community, as we learn. We will be smarter in a year from now than we are now. We have to be flexible and open-minded. We do have good ideas of where we think hotels should go and residential should go, and we certainly know where we believe USF School of Medicine Heart Institute should go, but we don't want to cook anybody a baked meal, a cooked meal. Forgive us if we don't have everything quite nailed down yet, but we want to be flexible and we want to listen. You've heard the expression, it takes a village. Well, in this case, it takes a community. It's going to take elected officials. It's going to take the business sector. It's going to take community-minded organizations. And it's going to take all the citizens of this region for all of us to work together, to communicate together, to create this development together. And we want to hear from everybody in the community. Todd Lewicki, CEO of the Lightning, he will be up there a little late. He'll be up here a little later discussing that and our crowdsourcing efforts, a critical part of what's going on as we developed our vision here, as we turn our vision into the master plan. It's going to take all of our collective thoughts and input to turn the dreams into reality. Few people we've gotten so much help from so many people in this community around the state, so much advice. I've made so many new friends here, but there are a few that I would be remiss if I didn't thank. Of course, Mayor Buckhorn again, the city councilman, county commissioners, and Mike Merrill, county administrator, the Port Authority, chaired by Steve Swindle, Tallahassee business leaders, legislators like Governor Scott, as well as Will Weatherford, Enterprise Florida, headed by Grace Wope, who's here today, I'm very happy to say. The Hillsborough County EDC, Rick Homans leading that. The Downtown Partnership with Christine Burdick. Tampa Bay Partnership with Bob Rorak. and the Tampa Chamber with Bob, and the Tampa Bay Partnership with John Schuler. Those are just a few of the many people, and if I forgot anybody else, because so many people have given us great input, if I forgot anybody else, please, I apologize. It is critical here that we create a unified district from the convention center all the way across to the aquarium. All of that is waterfront district. It is critical that this district have a soul, have a brand. It must all be connected with architecture, with music, with art, with IT. It's got to all be wireless. This is what we're going to be putting together in this community if it's to be successful, and this is why we're going to ask for help to define the brand of the community. We are creating a true 18-7 live, work, play, stay. We want people to stay here, urban environment with vibrancy, with energy, with fun, with a place to go have good meals, with a place to go in the evening and spend time with friends. And we could call it 24/7, but residential is a big component, and we want people to get 6 hours of good, solid sleep at night. At least my people working on the real estate. It's been well documented that people are moving back to the urban core. Millennials, they don't want to be in the suburbs anymore. They don't want to own a car anymore. They want to rent. They are moving back in, well documented. Books we've read about this. And that's true also of empty nesters, all of whom want to walk to dinner. They want to walk or bike to a restaurant. They want to walk or bike to the waterfront. This trend is well documented, and it is an ongoing, powerful trend, and if you look at the forces behind it, it's a reason we feel so confident in what we're doing. We have great anchors already here. It's not like we're starting from scratch. The Amalie Arena is the heart of the district. We host 120 events a year. We have 1.3 million guests a year. It's critically important that we keep the Amalie Arena state-of-the-art for years and years to come. To the west of the arena, we have the Tampa Convention Center, 900,000 visitors a year. The Marriott Waterside Hotel, which, as most of you know, we've purchased, a 717-room hotel. 717, by the way, is the number of goals Phil Esposito scored in his career. I assume that's not a coincidence. To the east, we have the Port of Tampa and their cruise ship business, 800,000 embarkations and debarkations a year. The Florida Aquarium, 700,000 guests a year. And to the south, we have the History Center. We already have great anchors in this area. The two main anchors that were going to be added, the University of South Florida School of Medicine and Heart Institute, future home to 900 students and 300 faculty members. We're making great progress with that. Judy will talk about it. The Board of Trustees of USF approved it a couple of weeks ago. It now goes to the Board of Governors in Florida and legislatures. We are doing everything we can. Judy and USF are doing everything we can to make this a reality, and we feel really good about its prospects. And it, too, is a game changer for this area. And a major focus of ours in 2015, and that's why I'm so pleased Grace Swope is here, is we want to get jobs to downtown Tampa, and we want to get hundreds, if not thousands, of jobs to downtown Tampa, whether it's regional headquarters or corporate headquarters. All of us, and Rick Homans and the EDC, and Grace Swoop and Enterprise Florida, and the governor, we will all do everything we can, including spending a lot of time around the country to recruit companies, and I'm going to spread that message I talked about you will love it down there. This is a great place to live, work, play, and stay. As an example of companies that have moved down here and brought jobs to this area in the last few years, Bristol Myers Squibb, Cognizant Technology, Citicorp, Quest Diagnostics, Amazon, DTCC, and just yesterday, Progressive Corp made a $1 billion investment in a company in Pinellas County. Our district will have 5 main components and almost sub-districts within our entire waterfront district. One, medical educational STEM. Of course, USF and contiguous areas will be the centerpiece of that. 2, office. 1, 2, 3, 4 office building. 3, residential, both low-rise, which will be lower density, and high-rise, high density. 4, hospitality, both the Marriott Waterside, which we're going to put money into to improve, and new hotel meeting room space on the west lot, which will grow the size of the convention market that this area can bring in by about 30% and therefore grow commerce and taxes and economic activity and jobs in this area. 5, retail and entertainment. There will be 2 or 3 separate areas with our district. One will be Tampa Live-ish, west of the arena, high energy. Convention goers will love it. Arena goers will love it. People, high energy, restaurants, retail, great place to be at night. We will have more of a neighborhoody area, more for locals, but also visitors, but servicing the neighborhood. That will be Channelside and part of a new Water Street, which we're going to show you about, which will be number 3, an urban and a retail restaurant area, and we'll show you some renderings in a little while. Great place to get a cocktail at 5 o'clock with friends, great place to go to dinner, great place to shop for a new bag. Probably that will be my wife, not me. My wife has said, speaking of my wife, where do people gather in Tampa? And I said, I don't know. I've been here 5 years, maybe I'm missing it. But there are great places, whether it's Ybor is a great place to go, and West Shore has so many great restaurants, and the mall is a top-notch mall here. But we're going to create a gathering space where people can walk at night in the evening and feel safe and feel comfortable and feel energized, vibrant. We think this will be a great gathering place in the city of Tampa. Realistically, we're talking about, I would put our time frame for the full build out of $1 billion that we're going to talk about is probably 5 to 7 to maybe 10 years. But I believe we will be moving dirt next summer, and we will have cranes in the air a year from now. Finally, I should mention, we have great partners, great investors in Cascade Investments out of Seattle, Washington. We started talking to them about 2 years ago. What a great stamp of approval on what we're thinking, on what we're doing in this area. They saw the potential here from day one. They've wanted to be investors here from day 1.5. And our vision is aligned. They are great partners, great people, and we couldn't be more pleased to have Cascade helping us with the investments here. And it's a great situation to be here because we do have the financing to complete this $1 billion project and go beyond, hopefully, when it's done. So it starts with people, and as I talked about, I'm very proud of the senior management at the Lightning. I'm equally proud of the management team that we put together at SPP, and equally proud of many of the partners we're working with. So what we're going to do now as we go through our site map and our plans in more detail, we're going to let you meet a number of our SPP executives. We're going to let you meet several other special guests that we talk about to focus on different areas of the development and put more meat on the bone. So let's begin. I'm pleased to welcome Jack Sperling up here. Jack is chairman and CEO of Grit Rock Investments, a sports transaction advisory firm. In addition, Jack is the one who actually introduced me to the Lightning, helped get the transaction done, and more importantly, he has turned into a great friend and confidant over the years, a terrific person, and Jack is also a managing member of SPP. Jack will come and talk about a little bit about the history of SPP and some of the land that we've amassed. So, Jack?
Jeff, thanks very much. I'm very proud to be able to share with you today, all of you, our vision for a work, live, play, and stay neighborhood and how it got started. From the beginning, as Jeff mentioned, he purchased the Lightning in 2010. Seems like a longer time ago than that, probably, Jeff, for you and for Penny. But it's only 4 years, really, a little bit more than 4 years. That from the very beginning in 2010, Jeff has had a world-class commitment to building Lightning. You've heard him talk about that. Penny and Jeff have had a world-class commitment to the community, whether it be in the arts or for people in need, and a world-class commitment now for creating this Tampa waterfront district. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Since 2010, we've made huge progress. It doesn't sound like a lot because today is the culmination of that progress all in one day. But in the last 4 years, we started off, Jeff made a casual comment shortly after the acquisition in 2010. There's a lot of empty land around the arena. and why don't you see if we can buy it? So that started the process of us acquiring the land quietly over a period of time, and leading up culmination to the most recent acquisition that happened within the last few days. We can flip to the next slide if you would. This is a pictorial depiction of the land that is either owned or managed by SPP. And you can see it's quite an accumulation of real estate, as the mayor's mentioned. It's about, I think with the new acquisition, it's 27 acres, plus the Channelside Bay Plaza on the right and the lot attached to that, and also ranging all the way to the Marriott Waterside on the west. As Jeff mentioned, we're on water on 3 sides here, and we believe the district runs from the water, from the convention center to the aquarium, and all the way along the water, which is a spectacular location. You'll hear a little bit more about it from as our team members start to talk about it, but it's a fabulous opportunity, surrounded by water, close to downtown, and as Jeff mentioned, we have about 3 million visitors a year already to the district without us having to do anything. And this is a great building block for us as we start trying to attract more people here. Since 2010, Jeff mentioned also that we have, in addition to acquiring all this land, or acquiring management rights to it, we've also attracted Cascade, been a fabulous partner, and the opportunities for the future, they're as enthusiastic about as we are. We are very enthusiastic about our highly talented team, and you're going to hear from them here shortly and talk about the details of the vision. And we are also enthusiastic about our relationships and partnerships with each of you. We have a lot of work to do to achieve our shared dream for Tampa, as the mayor has so articulately and passionately outlined for us. And to get there, we know we're all going to have to work together. You can count on us, and we know we can be able to count on you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jack. And allow me now to introduce Paul Ostergaard. Paul is Executive VP of Urban Design Associates, an urban design, I'm going to say it. They're based in Pittsburgh. They do master plans. They've done great things all over the world. They've done many projects on the waterfront like ours is. We've been working with Paul and his team for over about a year now to put together our vision for the project. You'll see his impressive resume. Paul, come talk about some of your thoughts on what you have so expertly helped us put together.
Mr. Vinik. My firm, Urban Design Associates, prepares master plans, urban designs, and architecture for cities and towns across the United States and overseas. We are currently working in over 40 cities in the U.S. and have ongoing projects in Europe and India. Over the years, we have had the pleasure of working in Florida in several locations. We worked for Disney Development on the design of Celebration, and for International Speedway Corporation in Daytona and Homestead. We have prepared downtown and neighborhood revitalization plans in Fort Lauderdale, Boca Raton, Miami, Naples, Seaside, Watercolor, and Pensacola. Most similar to this amazing project in Tampa is our revitalization planning for other major North American cities, including South Lake Union in Seattle, the Lower Hill Master Plan for the Pittsburgh Penguins next to the Consol Energy Center in Pittsburgh, the West Donlands Precinct Plan in Toronto, and Cincinnati's Downtown Riverfront Master Plan. Now, I'm a spokesman for a very talented team of design firms that collaborated to create this vision. Our team includes Alfonso Architects, a brilliant architecture firm based right here in Tampa. HOK is a world-famous architecture firm with offices here as well. Two outstanding multidisciplinary engineering firms, Stantec and HDR, developed infrastructure strategies for the plan. So it's been a team effort. To remain competitive and to appeal to a whole new market segment that is looking for an urban lifestyle Cities across the U.S. and overseas are turning old industrial waterfronts and languishing commercial areas into dynamic, mixed-use urban neighborhoods. An example of this movement is South Lake Union in Seattle. Vulcan, the development company of Paul Allen, acquired blocks of underutilized land in a downtown district with a waterfront on Lake Union. UDA was brought in to prepare a master plan for the district that would guide investment and future development. By fixing infrastructure problems and reconnecting to their waterfront, Vulcan was able to collaborate with partners and stakeholders to turn South Lake Union into a really hot place. This district is now filled with apartments, condominiums, restaurants, shops, hotels, and perhaps most importantly, jobs in high tech and education. Tampa is equally situated for change and is one of the greatest opportunities I have seen in my career. Tampa has more potential for an amazing innovation district in the downtown than just about any city of similar size on the eastern seaboard. Our district is surrounded on 3 sides by beautiful water, is attached to the Central Business District, has great institutions such as the Aquarium and History Center, the Amalie Arena, the Convention Center, and hotels. So you have a great running start. Perhaps most important is strategic property partners, a development team with the capability and vision to make things happen. Together with SPP, we formulated the following design principles to guide the planning process. Number 1, remove barriers to create new connections. Number 2, extend streets and walks to the waterfront, the city's primary natural asset. Number 3, create a continuous public waterfront that wraps around the downtown and connects neighborhoods and attractions together. Number 4, build active and multifunctional streets and public spaces. Number 5, create a trail and bike network to expand mobility. Number 6, create new urban blocks for mixed-use development. Number 7, improve and extend public transit on land and on the water. Number 8, create a district parking strategy. And number 9, build district energy and employ sustainable development practices. Our vision proposes a revitalized and expanded waterfront park open on a daily basis to all and able to accommodate public events and celebrations. This new park will create enormous value for the downtown and stimulate development not only along the waterfront, but inland as well. We will be able to extend the Tampa Riverwalk along the Garrison Channel and connect it to other trails along the way. A dynamic new mix of uses includes USF Health, commercial office space, hotels, high-rise and mid-rise housing, restaurants, and entertainment will add to the great institutions and activities that are already here. Instead of an area with buildings surrounded by parking lots, the waterfront district will become a busy neighborhood with beautiful architecture, active streets, festive public squares, and a fabulous waterfront. We recommend modernizing your streetcar system, enhancements to your bus service, and consideration of ferry service on your canals and in the bay. To create this new district will require the talents of Tampa's citizens, elected officials, city staff, and investors. The team is in place and the partnerships are forming to transform the southern end of downtown Tampa into one of the great urban neighborhoods in the eastern United States. Jeff.
Thank you, Paul, and thank all you for your valuable insights, leadership, vision throughout this process. So here's the site plan, which I'm going to go through at this point in time. I'm going to try with a pointer. Let's see how that works. Yeah, it didn't work yesterday either. The slides need to be darker to get it to work, so we don't need the pointer because you're all so familiar with our area here. This is the south core of downtown. So number one, the first thing to look at here, I'll look down there. First thing to see here is that from the convention center, it's cut off, but all the way on the left, I'm on the water right now. Tampa, the Marriott Waterside, Cotonchobee Park, History Center, cross the South Beneficial Drive Bridge, new green space, new parkland, into the Channelside Mall, and then eventually to the aquarium. This is a great resource of this region. This is all waterfront. And critical to what Paul has come up with is that this is all connected. You can walk along it. It is all the entryway to our city. It is a phenomenal resource that has been underutilized up to now, and it's going to be, even though it's on the southern edge of the district, it's going to be a centerpiece, and we are going to activate it also. There's going to be activity going on. You can see quite a bit in the under Cotonchobee Park in the Marriott Waterside. You can see there. You can see mooring areas, a water taxi terminal, rental area, marine area, and you can even see a boardwalk that goes along the outside of Cotonchobee Park to be able to move people and have them stroll from one end to the other and really activate, really engage with the water. Importantly, those streets, as you see, Cumberland Avenue and Water Street, these are not the current streetscape. We are going to be renovating, redesigning the streetscape as it is right now. Right now we have 5 failed intersections. We're going to create big urban grids that are perfect for institutions like USF or office buildings, et cetera. Really graceful for driving, for walking along the side of, for putting these large buildings there. As you go across, you can see just north of the Amalie Arena is Channelside Drive. Northeast corner of Amalie Arena, Old Water Street now becomes Water Street, a very important spine extending right up north and further to the east of the USF Health Building, Meridian, which is there right now. And these gives us north-south and east-west streets and very hard corners, which are ideal for building upon. Let's go to the next, stay with that slide, I'm sorry. A little more detail on that. On the west, I talked about the convention center, the Marriott Waterside. We're going to be putting more dollars into it, as I mentioned. It's an outstanding hotel, but it's been a little starved of capital. We're going to improve the parking situation and the arrival and exit situation out front and make that a better property. Just above that will be where we envision a new hotel, 350 to 400 keys perhaps, with meeting room space, net space, 100,000 square feet, 175,000 gross square feet of space. Again, we'll greatly enlarge the size of the convention market we go after. And just north of the meeting room space and hotel, and just south of the South Regional Garage there, which is in gray, that will be a retail strip, Tampa Bay Live-ish, Tampa Bay Live Light, very high energy, active restaurants, retail, et cetera. As you move along Channelside Drive, going west to east, it's mainly going to be just north of Channelside Drive. It's mainly just going to be offices. On the corner of Channelside Drive and Franklin, which is to the northeast of the Amalie Arena, on the way to downtown Tampa, that's a great spot for corporate office headquarters. We can handle between a 300,000 and 500,000 foot office tower right there, plus parking for over 1,000 cars behind. Then as we move across, we see retail, then another opportunity for an office tower, and then now we're getting beyond Water Street. If you go to Meridian, the corner of Meridian and Channelside, you see the new USF School of Medicine and Heart Institute. To the west of that, which will be about 350,000 square feet. To the left of that, a medical office building, which will be 250 to 300. And to the north of that, a parking garage to service that. Importantly, we see all 3 of those going up at the same time. Probably the first thing that you'll see go vertical on this property. Also, as you go north, there are other opportunities for mixed use, for retail, for residential. And on Water Street, that north-south spine, that's going to be a great opportunity for low-rise residential with really fun cafes and restaurants and a jazz bar, et cetera, on the lower levels there. It's going to be a fun place to spend time. Just south of USF Health and the medical office building, on what's currently our east lot, we see that as a great opportunity for a residential pad. Great views right in the middle of the walkable district. As you move further east, going across again South Beneficial Drive, we have a green space in the bottom half of what's the bird lot. The northern half will be parking. The roadway there still needs to service the cruise ship for the Port of Tampa, and we want to work with the port to embrace the cruise ships and, make it as great an asset as we can for this city. And then we go into Channelside Bay Plaza. This is the renovated version. You can see the southwest wing has been taken down to open up the views to the southwest. And the plaza has undergone a significant renovation at this point, including being connected to the parking garage across the street. I should also mention that it's not shown in this plan, but to the northwest, as you get to the northern core of downtown, is what was the Southgate site. We have it listed as surface parking here. We closed on that a couple of weeks ago. That's approximately 4 acres of land, and that is not part of our vision right now. Obviously, development could go on there in the future. We think it's a great investment, and it's going to remain surface parking for a while. So briefly, one other slide, please. This is the value of new development that we see putting into the project. We'll talk about economic activity generated a little bit later. And again, this is what our vision is right now. This will change. The square footage could go up. The development cost could go up. This doesn't encompass everything you saw on the previous site map. It probably encompasses 2/3 to 3/4 of that. But you can see in total, we're looking for approximately 3 million square feet of development activity, and this is all new and incremental, and about almost $1.1 billion of dollars put in, and this excludes, it's incremental, it excludes land we've purchased, it excludes the Marriott Waterside, which we've purchased. This is new money that we're gonna put into the downtown South Core to create something really amazing and really vibrant. So with that, let's talk about a few elements in detail. I'm very pleased to announce to the podium over here, Judy Genshaft, President of University of South Florida. And again, we have a great partnership with USF going right back to the beginning when we started a joint venture sports management program, MBA program, which has been a great program. We have a kinship with Judy and with USF. We've been partners with the Lightning, as I've said, for 5 years, and now we're so pleased we're now going to be partners with SPP and USF going forward. So, Judy.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much, and good afternoon. And on behalf of the entire University of South Florida community, the University of South Florida Board of Trustees, thank you all for being here for this tremendous celebration. I want to particularly give a shout out to all of our USF students that are here, our medical students that are here, knowing that they have finals tomorrow. And here they are. Thank you to all of our physicians and everybody, administrators, everybody that's here. This is a new day for downtown Tampa and for the entire Tampa Bay region. And we are so happy and thankful for being a part of it. Mr. Jeff Vinik's generosity has paved the way for the University of South Florida's new Morsani College of Medicine and the new USF Health Heart Institute to be part of this redevelopment. Working in conjunction with USF's other top health sciences programs and with the Center for Advanced Medical Learning and Simulation, CAMLS, nearby, this effort will have an impact on our community for generations to come. This is truly a public-private partnership that has had great support from members of the Florida Board of Governors, members of the Florida Legislature, and the governor thus far. And we are looking forward to continuing to work with Florida officials as we move ahead. This project not only elevates USF Health to new heights as an academic and medical research center, but it advances one of the most important missions that we have, to create a healthier and more sustainable community. We know that when people are healthy, they are productive, creative, and they thrive. They build stronger families, stronger communities. They are more resilient in these changing times. And this downtown location is spectacular in that it opens the doors for USF Health to recruit and retain more world-class researchers and top students who will want to be part of this exciting downtown atmosphere. It will strengthen our ties with our largest teaching hospital, Tampa General Hospital, while attracting bioscience companies wanting to partner with us. The innovative ecosystem that will grow around health sciences will also allow startup companies and spin-off companies from our inventive faculty and students to grow and create even more opportunity for future generations. But most gratifying is at the heart of what we do, both figuratively and literally. It's to help make people's lives better. We are deeply grateful to Mr. Vinik and Cascade Investment for the generosity that allows us to join this project and for the vision that makes it a perfect fit for the mission of the University of South Florida system. The Tampa Bay Lightning Organization has been a tremendous partner and supporter for our university, from our MBA program in sports and entertainment to Mr. Todd Lewicki's contributing his talents to co-chair the USF Foundation's capital campaign. We look forward to building support for this plan at the Florida Board of Governors, with the Florida legislature and with Governor Scott, because we know that above all, we are a state committed to empowering individuals through opportunity and building vibrant and healthy communities. Thank you so much. Thank you, and go Bulls.
Thank you, Judy. Got to get that in. Now please come up, Andrew Wright. Andrew is CEO of Franklin Street, a rapidly growing Tampa-based real estate firm. Andrew is also one of the smartest people I have ever met. We are so pleased to be partners with him. And Andrew is leading our Channelside efforts, managing it, helping us renovate it. And once he succeeds with that, we'll find other things, because this guy's a super talent. Andrew.
Well, thank you, Jeff. It is an exciting day in Tampa, certainly for me, excited to be part of it. A lot of great things going on. We took over the property less than 4 months ago. August 19th is when we took over Channelside and immediately got to work. We worked diligently to address numerous life safety issues that were outstanding at the property, improve the curb appeal, and also the general guest experience of our patrons and visitors. For the first time in its history, we hired a full-time events and marketing manager who has immediately hit the ground running. We have already engaged with local events and community and organizations sponsoring the Outback Bowl coming here on New Year's Day, the New Year's Eve fireworks, bringing home to the Gasparilla National Film Festival, which was without a home for a period, the Gasparilla Music Festival, and many more exciting announcements to come to engage the community. Today, I'm also proud to announce that for the first time in over 3.5 years, we have brought a new tenant to the plaza, Hablo Taco, a Mexican-themed restaurant that will have great food and a fiesta atmosphere, scheduled to open in January 2015 in the old Tina Tapa space. While there are many more things I can talk about, things that we've done, today is not about that. Today is about tomorrow. Since day one, our vision has always been to connect the plaza to the water and make it a place that residents and visitors will come and enjoy our greatest community asset, the waterfront. Yesterday, Port Tampa Bay, thankfully, unanimously approved SPP's control of the side lot and the bulkhead, which is a critical first step in connecting the plaza back to the waterfront. We intend to use the side lot to create events and festivals ranging from farmers markets, art festivals, auto shows, lightning watch parties, and many more, all within walking distance of the many residents already living in the district. We have engaged with the Port Authority and other stakeholders to dream about what the plaza could be. We have worked very closely with Anthony Everett and Alfonso Architects to determine a plan for the significant renovation of the center, and we'll have it completed in the months to come. Critical design principles that you can see on the screen include contiguous green space along the water to serve as a gathering place for people to enjoy that great asset. Removal of the southwest wing of the plaza to open it to the incredible views of Harbor Island and the working port. A bridge connecting the parking garage to the plaza to improve not only the convenience but also the safety of our plaza patrons to the center. And an enhanced tenant mix that is more than just Friday, Saturday nights, but something that more reflects the authentic Tampa brand that we intend to create and that our community will be proud of. Finally, we plan to take our plans to the ICSC convention in Las Vegas, May 17th to the 20th. All the retailers is the largest conference, retail conference in the world, about 40 to 50,000 attendees. We want to take our plans, show them that Tampa is a place that they need to be, that they're going to miss out on if they don't get on board early, and hopefully are under construction, beginning our redevelopment by the end of 2015, early 2016.
Thank you, Andrew. Bob Aberger is going to join us now. Bob's a great hire that we were able to make, how many months? 4 months ago, 5 months ago. Is that about right? Sure. Okay. Bob, we were able to lure him away from Trammell Crow, where he was senior managing director for the Florida business unit. Bob had been there, I believe, for 17 years. And he has great knowledge of the real estate industry, and especially of the real estate industry within Tampa. It's just been a coup for us to get him on board. Bob's going to talk about the Marriott Waterside Hotel and the West Lot opportunity.
Thank you, Jeff, and thank you for inviting me to be part of your team and the chance to play a role in making your vision a reality. The opportunity for this district, and as many of you know in the room, I've had a chance to work with you to try and move our downtown ahead, but the opportunity here for the district, for our city, for the region is beyond anything I could have imagined, beyond anything I've seen in my 25 years as a master developer, and as a development of national significance, not just regional significance. Hospitality and meeting space is a key focus of this district, and it's integral to our plan. Our acquisition of the Marriott Waterside, I love to say that, by the way, Jeff. Our acquisition of the Marriott Waterside accomplished numerous goals for us. It unified our waterfront holdings throughout the district, from Channelside, as Andrew mentioned, to the convention center. It secured this key trophy hospitality asset to leverage our new development plans and gave us that unique ability of unified ownership as we then think about how we leverage our next step. The Marriott Waterside is going to be a cornerstone of the transformation of this district. As Jeff mentioned, we've been a little capital starved. And as much as I know many of you have enjoyed this venue, she's never reached her potential. There is so much more that we can do here. We're committed to a significant investment of capital working with Marriott. From the front door to the waterfront to the top of the tower, we will work to transform and elevate this venue for all of you in the community. A key focus, as we've been mentioning, is waterfront activation, however. Not just food and beverage upgrades, but rebranding these venues, expanding with covered parking, with covered seating and expanded terraces, streetscape improvements, and much, much more to improve the functionality of the venue. You will see her transform each time you visit, and we will give you more reasons to visit. The Marriott Waterside acquisition also affords a really key benefit: unified ownership with our planned new hotel and meeting space development to the west. Our plans for the West Lot will be even more transformative. Feasibility is underway, but contemplated to be approximately 400 keys, 100,000 feet of net meeting space, a significant component, another 45,000 square feet of retail to move on this active Tampa Live venue, and the possibility for a condominium component of up to 50 residences on top. Importantly, the meeting space addition elevates what Tampa and the Convention Center can aspire to, and in coordination with the Amalie Arena and the Marriott Waterside, truly creates a unique convention headquarters district. As Jeff mentioned, a key retail component is going to be the retail promenade, connecting the Amalie Arena all the way to the Convention Center, energizing the district, providing a much-needed amenity base, and creating that place where you don't have to any longer ask, where do we go now that we're here? This planned development will be a key focus of the district. It'll provide connectivity from the Convention Center to the arena to the Marriott Waterside. The combination of new hotel keys, meeting space, retail expansion is the major draw our cities need and will be a catalyst for the entire district. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Bob. And as you can tell, Bob, he hasn't had much luck, but he's trying to get us to call buildings she, and we haven't quite come around to that yet. So, next up is a new addition to our team, to the SPP team, Josh Taub. Josh brings extensive knowledge of the hotel space. He's helping us manage the Marriott. He's helping us renovate it, overseeing the West Lot actually with Bob. And he's here actually today to talk about, help us to mention the residential real estate opportunities that we see.
Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it. Exciting to be here, exciting to be part of the team. As you've heard, there's going to be a lot of exciting destination type activities between sports and entertainment to music venues. But just as important, we are looking to create a walkable urban environment that at the end of the day, we're all going to want to take part in. It's a place where I want to live, and I think many people in this room would want to live. And in the process, there's going to be hundreds or thousands of jobs being created in the downtown corridor. And we're going to need housing options to accommodate those needs, from mid-rise to high-rise towers, to accommodate the needs of students, to professionals, millennials, to empty nesters who, quite frankly, are going to want to leave the suburbs, and they're going to be looking for that vibrant urban experience that we hope to offer. The image you see here is you see a high-rise tower east of Amalie Arena at the corner of Old Water Street and Channelside. There will be hundreds of condo units and penthouse units that will have sweeping views of the bay, sweeping views of downtown. In addition to this, we also have other options for high-rise options. As Bob had referenced in connection with the West Lot Hotel, there are also residences that could be contemplated just across the street from here. Now, this next rendering is, this is just, to me, pure excitement. This is a place where you're going to want to have fun, where you're going to want to live. It's a rendering of Old Water Street. So Jeff had referenced before, it's something that doesn't exist today. It's punching north through Channelside, and you see some of these great design elements that Paul had referenced before that UDA had talked about. We're talking about great streetscaping, wide sidewalks, great sun cover, and just vibrancy with cafes and storefronts that you'd see in other urban living environments with residential above. And it is absolutely critical that you get the neighborhood services right. And we're going to need to provide the amenities so that people can have a walkable environment. And at the end of the day, it's something that we don't have today, where you could forgo using your car. And you're going to be able to walk to get those uses, from grocery to dry cleaning to shops, cafes, and even marketplaces. Maybe a farmer's market, or maybe a fish market, or both. And we're really envisioning just an energetic, Jeff had referred to it as I'm going to just go with this because he said 18.7, so I'm going to go with an 18-7 environment that Tampa doesn't have today, and we believe it's going to be transformative and put us in a position to compete with the most vibrant cities in America. I appreciate everyone's time. Thank you.
Thanks, Josh. And as you can see, we've been debating whether to go 18-7 or 24-7. It's gotten pretty ugly over the last 18 hours that we've been debating it. So now I'm pleased to announce Gray Swope to join us here. So pleased that he could be here. Gray is Florida's Secretary of Commerce, as well as President and CEO of Enterprise Florida, whose mission is to facilitate job growth throughout the state through business recruitment and investment, which means bring headquarters here. He works closely with the governor on this. Another star talent. The state of Florida was so lucky to be able to steal him from Mississippi. And we are so pleased that Gray is going to come here. And he changed his schedule, a couple of things on his schedule to be here to talk about how he sees this opportunity. Thank you for coming, Gray.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeff, and it is indeed a great day to be here in Tampa, and what an exciting project. And so it's late in the program. You've heard a lot of speakers about what this project's about. And so let me just take a little bit of time and talk about it from a state perspective, why it's important from the state of Florida's perspective. And so first, I think you have to think about what is Enterprise Florida. So Enterprise Florida was our public-private partnership that was started in 1996 to do business development for the state. Governor Scott's the chair of our board. Your vice chair is from here. Brett Couch, who is one of your residents here, is vice chair of our board. And our sole mission is selling Florida from a business perspective. So if you're in sales, first of all, you have to have competitive product. And one of the things that we do from the state is make sure we have a state that's conducive to business growth. Our legislative leadership in here, Governor Scott, have done a great job in the last few years in making sure that Florida is the business environment that people want to be a part of. But when you really look at economic development from a state perspective, we can do all the things right from a state standpoint, but if we don't have competitive product, communities with product, then our strategy fails. This excites me. Look, Tampa is doing great. The mayor and his leadership and the jobs that we're seeing here and the new projects that we've been able to announce here, it's a great time to be here. But we're just on the cusp because this product really doesn't exist in our state. Now, we have a lot of great things. We have, look at here, if you look at all your, as I like to talk about, your assets that you sell through a business. The University of South Florida, you've got talent, a pipeline there for talent. You have a place that people want to be a part of, the waterfront, resources for living. You have so many things that make this region popular destination for business. And Rick and his team are doing a great job of bringing it here. But what makes this unique is it is space where you can have talent, you can have learning, you have resources for living, all in one location, and it is where the young, the old, the maturing, like me, there we come together, collaborate, innovate, create, and that's what businesses look for. So I'm excited about the opportunity this gives us. As you know, Governor Scott was in New York earlier this week, and I've been out of state this week. It gives us another product that we can talk to a headquarters and say, let me tell you a little bit what's going on in Tampa. Because at the end of the day, it's not Florida competing with New York, Florida competing with New Jersey. It's Tampa that's competing with New York City or Trenton. It's Tampa that's competing with Panama City, Panama. It's not Florida. So we're excited about this. I look forward to being part of this team and working to sell this community, this development. And I wish you luck. And Jeff, many years ago, there was an article in Forbes magazine that talked about what makes successful cities. And it talked about having good public leadership, but it also talked about having selfless business leadership at the table. And we appreciate your vision. We appreciate your leadership. And this is a game changer not only for Tampa, but for the state of Florida. So thank you.
Thank you, Gray. And this state and this city is in great hands with you as the head of Enterprise Florida. We're so fortunate to have you. Thank you. Speaking of people, well, Gray didn't join the Lightning, but Jim Schimberg did about a year and a half ago. He is our Executive Vice President and General Counsel, and Jim is also CEO of SPP. As many of you know, Jim worked for the mayor for a couple of years. He was a city attorney, and we've been so much better off having him on our team. We're so fortunate to have Jim join us, and all his institutional knowledge of this area. So Jim, you're going to talk a little bit about
transportation.
Thank you.
Jeff, thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. It's great to see so many familiar faces here today. As a Tampa native and as someone whose family has been in the real estate development business in this area for over 50 years, I'm very honored to be a part of this team, extremely excited about the scope and breadth of this project. And while I loved my time working for my friend Mayor Bob Buckhorn at the city, this is simply the coolest job I've ever had. But I do have to correct one thing. Jeff rarely lets us out for cocktails at 5 p.m. though. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our transportation vision. The first slide shows the existing transportation network in the area that we've been talking about. You can see the dysfunction of Brewerine Street and the many failed intersections. We know we can do better. Our transportation vision begins with our roadway realignment and our master stormwater infrastructure project. We think this infrastructure project is critical to unlocking the potential of the district. We've been working closely with the city as well as TECO and the other utilities on this project and plan to begin construction this spring at the end of the Lightning season, hopefully after a long playoff run. The highlights of this plan are the extension of Water Street to the north, the eventual abandonment of Brewerine and the other smaller streets, as well as new east-west connections to Meridian and the Channel District at Cumberland and Ball Streets. The plan also includes enhanced streetscape as well as on-street parking and safer bicycle lanes. Next slide, please. Our transportation vision also includes using our beautiful waterfront and waterways for actual water transportation, such as high-speed ferries delivering people to and from the district, electric boats taking doctors and medical students to and from Tampa General Hospital, and action stations to rent kayaks, canoes, and paddle boards. We also want to create a walkable district and a safer one to use your bicycle. We'll have a district-wide parking plan to make sure it's convenient as possible for people who live, work, play, and stay here to also attend events at the Amalie Arena. And the next slide. The TECO Historic Streetcar Project is very important to us. We're prepared to take a leadership role in the future of the streetcar. Our goal is to help it reach its original vision as a robust, reliable transportation system, taking people to and from Ybor City, to and through our district, and to the Central Business District downtown. We're going to work to help expand the streetcar through a loop downtown, as well as enhance the service for the residents, workers, and visitors in this district. You'll hear more about our plans over the next few weeks and months, but we really want to thank the mayor and the city council for their leadership in helping to make this a reality. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim. One thing I didn't mention on the plan earlier that I should have, you'll see several garages here. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of people, and it's going to be very important both to have garage space for people who are here during the day and people who are here at the evening attending events, conventions, etc. So events at the Amalie Arena. So just so you know, we're going to be adding approximately 5,000 garage spaces, mainly in garages, no longer in surface parking, which will bring us to a total of approximately 10,000 parking spaces total. So wanted to get that in. Let me now introduce Rob Canton. Rob joined us 2 years ago. He was Executive Vice President of Finance and Strategic Planning at PricewaterhouseCoopers. He was there for 22 years and did a huge amount of strategic and economic analysis in sports and tourism and building. So obviously a great resource for us to have on our team. And Rob is going to talk about the fact, the economic activity that'll be generated from this $1 billion of investment and 3 million square feet of space.
Thanks, Jeff. All I can say is wow, transformative, billion-dollar development, a game changer. In the 25 years that I spent with PwC helping other communities, developers, and cities revitalize and build their urban districts, never have I been involved with anything as exciting and certainly as large and transformative as this is. So clearly it's going to be significant, not only to downtown Tampa and to the water district, but it really is going to have great economic ramifications that go throughout the city of Tampa and Hillsborough County and the entire region. So what we did is we teamed with a firm, Oxford Economics. They're a leader in global forecasting and quantitative analysis to assess the project's economic impact in terms of jobs, sales, taxes, and so forth. Oxford worked with us to help understand the development, not just from the real estate perspective, which $1 billion is obviously very important, but from the perspective of visitors, convention delegates, students and faculty at USF, and then obviously the companies and the employees that will call the waterfront district home. The economic impact numbers that I'm presenting are really just driven by that $1 billion of development that's taking place within the boundaries of our district, of our development. So for example, we've included new meetings generated by the meeting space that Bob talked about, but what we haven't included, which we also think is significant, is the spin-off benefit, the benefit to Visit Tampa Bay and to the Tampa Convention Center of having these, what would end up being 1,400 or more rooms physically connected to the convention center and to each other, and all that connected to this great retail galleria that connects to the West Lot and to the Amalie Arena. So it's very exciting, and we're really looking forward to it. The economic impact itself, I'm going to be talking about total output, which is typically the headline number, and then jobs and taxes as well. Direct spending that I mentioned earlier, that's spending that actually takes place within the boundaries of the district. And then indirect and induced spending is essentially the multiplier effect that I'm sure you've all heard about. So an example, a visitor spending $100 at one of our district restaurants, that's an example of direct spending. But then when the chef goes off and is buying produce or meats at the farmer's market, et cetera, that's indirect spending. And then induced spending is where the salaries of the wait staff, of the management team, of all those employees throughout the district, where that money is being spent on anything from groceries to shopping to buying automobiles, all that is the induced piece. So the sum of all three of those is the total economic output that I'll be talking about. This study, you hear a lot about multiplier effects and such. That multiplier effect for this project is about 1.75, which really is conservative, I think realistic. You'll hear a lot of other projects that have to tout 3 and 4 times multipliers. But in this case, I think you'll see, as the numbers on the next page are going to testify to, they really are significant in and of themselves. So there's a lot of great numbers on this page. I think a couple that really stand out: $910 million in total economic output. That's the headline economic impact that you hear about. Really what that is that direct, indirect, and induced, but it's in 2014 dollars. So that's the way that Oxford Economics put it together. So by the time this development is up and running over the next 5 to 7 years, we're really talking about $1 billion of, this is $1 billion in annual recurring economic output, sales, and recirculation throughout the economy. Total jobs, 6,700 jobs. That's jobs not only within the district, but throughout the city of Tampa and Hillsborough County. Of that, 3,700 are direct jobs that are within the district, but like I said, this is far-reaching, game changer, not just for the downtown and the waterfront, but for the entire city and county with those 3,000 additional jobs. We've listed here as well an average wage, so you get a sense that those direct jobs that we're talking about, they are the medical, the technology jobs, the high-tech jobs, a lot of those new corporate types of positions that we want to attract that will be a key part of this development. Then finally, so that's the economic impact piece, the fiscal impact or the tax impacts. I know a lot of the government officials in the room are probably very interested in that. It's very significant, $35 million, again, an annual recurring figure here, $35 million in state and local taxes that are generated within Hillsborough County. The vast majority of that is sales tax and property tax at $15 million and $14 million respectively. But just again, hotel by itself, $1 million annually, and again, that doesn't include the additional hotel stays that Santiago and his team at Visit Tampa Bay will be able to generate by having that great destination that this is going to create in concert with the current Tampa Convention Center and downtown hotels. Also, Tom Stork and his team at the aquarium, CJ at the History Center, all of those are going to be attractions that are lifted through this development. So all have the potential of creating additional hotel tax and other tax and economic impacts. So as Jeff indicated, it's transformative, probably unprecedented in Tampa, and certainly these numbers attest to that. So thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Rob, for explaining that very well, eloquently. And last, I am pleased to, last but not least, I'm pleased to introduce Todd Lewicki, CEO of the Lightning. With Jack Sperling and I, we are the leaders of SPP Venture. We wouldn't be here today without Todd. He has been instrumental in the transformation of the Lightning brand. He has been instrumental in getting us where we are today in terms of real estate. I've said for years, genuinely, he's the best CEO in sports. I'm going to broaden that. He's one of the best CEOs that there is in anything. We're so lucky. As you all know, Todd, many of you know Todd and would probably agree with what I've just said. A great person, great leader. And please, Todd, talk a little bit about our community efforts.
And Jeff, you are the greatest owner in sports. Mr. Mayor, the first time I saw your video, I was totally inspired because this is our town. And this is our turn. And you are on our team. And we need your help because we know to create the next great urban waterfront, we can't do it alone. And we know we need the collective passion found within this room, the expertise, your willingness to partner with us to take this journey. We've made enormous progress since we started this journey. In part because Jeff is a fantastic learner, but Jeff's also a fantastic listener. And we've listened. We've heard from folks all over North America who've done these districts. We've also heard from the people that were here before us. Jeff said earlier that this is a vision. Well, in many ways, this is the realization of a vision that was started decades before us. But we now want to hear from our community. So we say to our community, help us create the next great urban waterfront. We know that the perfect plan isn't going to be found with what they've developed in Seattle or Baltimore or Austin. It's going to be found from within this community, from our collective passions of what is going to make this Tampa's great urban waterfront. To do that, we're going to direct the community to a crowdsourcing website, which will be a place for our community to express their passion. What is your favorite restaurant? What is your favorite urban park? What is your favorite arts and music festival? What is your favorite hotel? And I don't even have to ask my wife, what's your favorite shopping experience? We want all of this to be found in this district. So we're asking the community to go to TampaWaterfront2020.com to tell us. Our aim is to get thousands and thousands of great ideas which are going to act as the inspiration as we push from vision to master plan. And we promise to listen. We know that there are going to be ideas that help inspire us, but also truly help shape this district. Because as my friend Will Weatherford says, this is a game changer. So to all of our friends here today and throughout the community, we pledge to listen. And we will take your ideas and passions as a bolt from heaven as we create the next great urban waterfront. Thank you.
Thank you, Todd, for those beautiful words. It's great. So, well, I thank everybody for being here. We went on for a while, but we obviously are very excited about what we're doing. I won't ramble on. Please enjoy the final 2.5 minutes as we fly through our new district, and then lunch is served next door. Thank you.